Hi nutrition class, my name is Amethyst Jefferson-Roberts and my food topic is healthy carbohydrates, whole grains. And we're going to make a recipe out of this book called Tastier Than Takeout, which is Weight Watchers recipes, so it's guaranteed to be good. I chose this dish, which will be pasta, because I love pasta, and unfortunately I eat Alfredo pasta, which has a bunch of butter and a bunch of stuff I'm not supposed to eat, so I'm going to try to do it a healthier way. The pasta we're going to make today is linguine pesto with shrimp and asparagus. A couple of all of the ingredients consist of wheat linguine, whole wheat linguine, trimmed asparagus, 2 teaspoons of olive oil, 3/4 pounds of shrimp, 3 garlic cloves, 1/4 teaspoon of red pepper flakes, 1 can of Italian peeled tomatoes, 1/4 teaspoon of salt, 2 tablespoons of prepared pesto, a grated zest of 1 lemon, and 6 pitted black olives. So here we go. So the first thing I did was boil my linguine, which is whole. I got mine at the store. It's whole wheat linguine made by Brilla. It is 13.5 ounces in this box, so I just used half a box. I also boiled my noodles with with oil, so they wouldn't stick together. And then also you might want to boil your whole wheat linguine for 10 minutes instead of 7 to 8 like the box says, because it needs to be softer. It takes longer to make, so just boil it longer. So right after you boil your linguine and it gets soft enough, you can rinse it because oil is on it, and then put it back in the pot. And then for 1 minute you want to take your asparagus that you chopped in half, and you want to put it in with the noodles that you're boiling for 1 minute. In they go. Then you want to take a skillet, a non-stick skillet, and you want to take your extra virgin olive oil. Olive oil is much better than butter, because butter, it has fat in it and it's not good for you. And then also we're going to use margarine, which is also better than butter as well. So you want to take one teaspoon of olive oil. Teaspoon. Unfortunately, I only have a half a teaspoon, so we're going to have to measure it twice. Two teaspoons. And then you want to put it on medium heat. Then you also want to add in your skillet your shrimp. Also, we are using shrimp instead of chicken because shrimp is, well, I equate it with the Mediterranean diet, and in the Mediterranean diet it tells you to eat more seafood because it's less fatty, and so that's why we're using shrimp. Plus I like shrimp a lot. So you want to add your shrimp in. I got the jumbo size shrimp instead of the small shrimp because it just makes more sense that way. Then you want to add your pepper flakes. Crushed pepper red flakes are just like the pepper flakes you put on pizza. So it's really, you put 1/4 of pepper flakes, 1/4 teaspoon. I'm going to add a little extra because these shrimps are kind of big. Also, we're going to have to add a little bit more olive oil. So I'm currently putting in 1 more teaspoon of olive oil. Garlic. The recipe calls for 3 cloves of garlic, and you want to mince it with this chopper thing. And since my mom likes garlic, I'm going to put extra garlic in it, which doesn't hurt it at all. Okay, so now that we have our garlic minutes, which was a little bit of a hassle, you want to add, well, me personally, I love garlic in my shrimp, and so I always add garlic salt. And since I'm trying to be healthy now, I'm going to add only a little bit of garlic salt. So trying to make it a little bit better. Couple shakes. And then we're going to take it and stir it up. Our shrimp only has to be, we're going to cook it until it's pink, and that's how we know it's finished. Okay, so as of now we want to turn off our asparagus. It should be nice and soft. Well, not soft, but tender enough to chew on. And we're back. Our shrimp is now complete, and now bring the skillet over there so you can see it. Our shrimp is done. And now we want to put the shrimp in the same bowl as our asparagus. Okay, and in the same pot, without washing it out, you want to add your tomatoes, lemon zest, and more olive oil. 1 teaspoon. 2 teaspoons. Remember to keep the flame on medium heat. So you have your tomatoes in. One thing you want to do with these tomatoes is you want to make sure that you use the tip of or the side of your spoon to break up the tomatoes and make it into like a sauce. I can bring it over. You want to just like use your spoon and make it into a sauce. Then you want to make sure you keep it on medium heat until it gets thick and thick. So while that's heating up, the next thing we want to put into our pan is lemon zest. So you want to take a grater. You have a convenient grater where it has like 3 different sides. You want to take a grater and we want to zest this lemon. One thing we'll do is cut off the tip of the lemon. And zest it down into the tomatoes. The reason we're using so much seasoning is because we're not using butter or any like fat substances to make it taste taste like what we're usually used to. Like in bacon, there's a lot of fat, so it makes it taste good. Fat makes our senses in our tongue, makes us have an appetite for food. So using a lot of different seasonings is a way to get around that when you're starting a new lifestyle change. Quick, because it's starting to heat up and we want to make sure that our sauce is going to be nice and thick. Because I'm used to Alfredo, therefore this must be thick like Alfredo or it won't taste the same. Now that we have zested our lemon, fully zested, and our tomato sauce is now getting thick, we want to add 2 tablespoons of pesto, 1/4 teaspoon of salt. We're going to take our tablespoon with already prepared pesto, and since the pesto already has oil in it, we're going to not use more olive oil. We're just going to go ahead and use the pesto. So our first tablespoon and our second tablespoon. Then we want to take our salt. We're going to move over here with our trusty nutrition book. Then we're going to take our teaspoon. We have our 1/4 teaspoon table. I'm going to pour the salt carefully in here because it's small. Take the end of the fork there. I'm going to sprinkle it in here. Then we're going to mix everything together. Now that our tomatoes are looking pretty saucy at this point. We want to add our shrimp with our crushed red peppers, garlic, salt, olive oil, and asparagus into the dish. Okay, now that our sauce is complete, we're going to add the last finishing touches, our noodles. Our noodles have been strained, they're nicely warm, well, lukewarm, and now we're going to put them in a pot to mix everything up and warm them all over again. Take your spoon and begin to mix. You want to make sure everything is mixed because the noodles do not have any salt on them. And so all of the oil and the different seasonings that we put into our sauce will make the noodles have a flavor to them. So you want to make sure you continue to mix everything. One thing that's very good about the meals in this book though is that they only take about 15 minutes to cook. It's really good when you're just getting off of work like I am. 7 hours, people. 7 hours. But, you know, now that I have a nice meal instead of stopping at McDonald's to get something to eat, and it's a lot healthier for me and my family. Okay, our pasta is complete, and the final touches is this. Thank you, nutrition class, for watching.